Hello guys, what's up? Steve from XP Gaming here, and today I'm making another video on The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, something completely different. Today we'll be taking a look at the map and world of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Now, this might seem a bit boring at first, but later it gets interesting, since I don't have quite as many, I don't have as many clips that I wish to show right now. I have some clips that I don't need and some others that I need to make walkthroughs. So I've gathered up as many as I don't need to put up those walkthroughs to make a video about this, since I was wishing to make a video about this all time long since I bought The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and maybe even before. So let's get on to our first matter here, and we have to split the map in two entities. First of all, the Northern Kingdoms and Nilfgaard. The Northern Kingdoms are located north of that huge river you can see in the map, which is called the Pontar, and are mainly a gathered force after Nilfgaard conquered two of them, Temeria and Aedirn. Now, Temeria is one of the strongest, if not the strongest, of the northern states. And it actually has a very good army, with the most famous unit, the Blue Stripes, or the Blue Stripe Commandos, which are the commandos, and are very renowned for their ability to actually besiege. You can actually see that in The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings, in the starting moments when they are sieging the Lavalette castle. So they have the most advanced of siege engines within the war. But after their King Foltest dies, they have no choice but to submit under Emir Varemres, who is the actual ruler of Nilfgaard. So that's what they do. And after that, they actually are no more a state. They were one of the richest states out there, and they are no more. So next on, we're gonna move to Aedirn. Aedirn is the weakest of the northern kingdoms, at least was until it was conquered by Nilfgaard. It is the smallest of the northern kingdoms, and it was actually based on agriculture and not much on trade. On its west side was the Valley of Flowers, where most of the elves and dwarves were inhabiting the area, but a lot of the rulers from the north decided to move all those elves away and actually take the area for themselves. But after Nilfgaard conquered the area, which was easily conquered without a formal declaration of war by the southern force and the northern ally of Aedirn, Cadwyn, which betrayed them, they actually Nilfgaard put the elves in the Valley of Flowers again. So that's about Aedirn. Now, moving on to our next state. The next state is Cadwyn. Cadwyn is one of the northest of the northern kingdoms, and it is actually, in our timeline, occupied by Redania, which is another northern kingdom. It was actually the largest of the northern kingdoms and the only formal speaker of the ancient elven language in the north. Now, Cadwyn had a very important military and actually betrayed their how do you call them, their allies in Aedirn, and captured northern Aedirn. At least this was before The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings. Now, moving on to our next state. Then we have the state of Redania, which is close neighbors to all of the other states, and is one of the weakest states up until it captures Cadwyn. When it captures Cadwyn, it becomes a very strong opponent to Nilfgaard, and that affects both the Nilfgaardian campaign as the offensive and the defensive campaign from Radovid V, who is the king of Redania. Now, he wishes to replenish all of the north by claiming all of the states and then giving them back to the actual owners. But you can decide to either kill him in a state or not, so that you can help the war effort. It's up to you, really, what you can do. Redania was actually a very weak state at first, but then it captured the provinces of Arksea, which include the famous Blaviken, where Geralt got his title, the Butcher of Blaviken. Now, moving on to our next state. We have the state of Kovir and Povis. This state is one of the few states that remained neutral while the war was raging around them, and not actually so neutral as to not give any forces, because they gave the Koviri Free Company to the northern men, but they haven't given either money nor a formal army to any of the forces. They are actually a former Redania province which gained its independence, and now has some of the largest mines in the northern kingdoms. But moving on to our next state. There we have Skellige, or the Skellige Isles. This is an island state, and I think the only islands that the continent has. They are very powerful with their raids, but fight together as they are divided in 7 clans, which fight each other. They say that the king that manages to unite all of the clans will manage to direct a very strong force into the mainland of the continent and conquer several areas there. Formerly, they had a pact with the state of Sintra, where the king of Skellige was also the king of Sintra through a marriage proposal. This proposal doesn't exist anymore since the king of Sintra and Skellige has died, and Sintra is a dissolved state under Nilfgaard. Now, they aren't so powerful as to destroy Nilfgaard, but they are a force to be reckoned with. And now we move on to our next state. The next state is Lyria and Rivia, which is not as important as all of the other states were, but offers its name to Geralt, since Geralt is Geralt of Rivia. He was knighted by the Queen of Lyria and Rivia, Meve, as Geralt of Rivia. And Lyria and Rivia have fought a lot of battles against the southern invaders, and have actually an army that is not only committed to them but Aedirn as well, so they have a mixed up army. But Lyria and Rivia were also conquered, and that's about that state. For the next state we have is Novigrad. Novigrad is one of the most important states in the world. It's the largest state with 30,000 actual inhabitants, and it was a former capital to Redania, but it's gained its independence and is now free. It's very important since it has a lot of ships and a lot of money, and Redania and Nilfgaard, which are fighting in this war, don't have any of those two resources, and that's why Novigrad is once more the center of this conquest. So moving on to our next state, we have Sintra. Sintra is the motherland of Ciri. Ciri is the adopted son of Geralt, which Geralt is searching for in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. The city of Sintra, which is the capital of Sintra, was ransacked by the Nilfgaardian forces, and the queen of Sintra was killed together with Tuirzak, king of Sintra and the Skellige Isles. And finally, we have the state of Brokilon, which is a state inhabited by the forest dryads. So it's a forest state which includes, its borders include the forest in close proximity to Sintra and any actual states all over that place. So it includes the forest dryads, and only dryads are allowed to enter the forest, and other men through a if they have a permission to. But that was all about this video, and I hope you enjoyed. Drop a like, subscribe if you like my videos, and drop a comment down below for anything that wasn't clear enough. And for any more states on the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.